I'm Jocelyn with CoMortgageResource.com. In this video, we're going to outline the 9 steps to the process of refinancing your mortgage. The first step, send your most current mortgage statement over to your lender. When sending over the statement, make sure to ask them for some different scenarios. Maybe you want a 30-year fixed, a 15-year, a 20-year. Maybe you do want to see an adjustable rate mortgage. Make sure they understand some of the different scenarios that you want to see so that you can outline and compare. Upon receiving the scenarios back from the lender and the monthly savings that you are going to have makes sense, you do want to move forward, what is the next step? Well, you're going to want to understand what the cost to refinance will be and what are your options in that. Now, there's a bunch of different ways you can structure it. You can have your closing costs rolled into the loan, so you're financing your closing costs. You don't have any out-of-pocket expense outside of the appraisal. You can have a higher interest rate loan so that there are less closing costs, or you could have a lower interest rate loan so that there are more closing costs. Again, it depends on what your goal is. If your goal is to stay in the house longer than, say, 5 years, well, you're going to want more closing costs and a lower rate. And keep in mind on both those scenarios, you can roll in the closing costs back into your loan so you don't have to pay for it out of pocket. So understanding what the closing costs are will help us go to step 3. The third step is on your part. You know what your monthly savings are, you know what your closing costs are going to be, so now you need to consider some questions. You need to consider how long are you going to stay in the home or keep the loan. You want to consider how much is this going to cost you, how much are you saving per month, and from there you can decide if this actually is going to be profitable for you. What is your break-even month? So in this step, really gathering the information from the lender and then analyzing to see if this does make sense for you. Unfortunately, I feel as though more time than not, people just refinance to refinance. And I want to coach you on how to know when's the good time to refinance and when does it not make sense for you. The other thing to be aware of when you're looking at closing cost scenarios from different lenders, there's closing costs. Now that can vary from lender to lender. And then there's what's called prepaid. So the items that you're paying in advance for your taxes, your insurance, and your interest. Now that's going to be the same no matter what lender you're going to. So make sure you understand which are the actual fees that vary lender from lender and which are the ones that are what they are. Step 4, you're going to submit your application. This can be done online in about 5 to 10 minutes, and what's nice about that is you're not having to verbally share all your financial information with those around you. Once your application is submitted, your credit will be pulled. Now, if the credit score that you provided to the lender ahead of time is higher than what your actual credit score is, be aware that this could change your interest rate or your fees. So this is another time once you get more information to fine-tune the details. Now, if your credit score is higher than you thought, well, that can have the opposite effect to you. So this is another point in time where it can affect the rates and fees. The lender can go through your credit with you to help you understand what's going on, what's your credit score, and how has maybe something that's happened affected you. Moving on to step 6 of our process. The application's been received, your credit's been pulled, you're good to go. The next step is submitting your documentation to the lender. The lender is going to provide you with a checklist of documentation that's required for your loan application and credit to be submitted to processing. Now, the main things to keep in mind when submitting your documentation, lenders are okay with accepting everything electronically, which is great. Just make sure that every page to your statements, so for instance your asset statements, if it's one of 6, make sure all 6 are in there even if they're blank. Also make sure that everything is legible. Once your paperwork has been received and everything's been verified and there's no major changes or glitches that happen from receiving your documentation, the appraisal is going to be ordered. Now, this is the only out-of-pocket expense that is required on refinance. You can't roll this in. This usually costs around $400. Now, once the appraisal comes back, it can affect what can and can't be done with a refinance. If the appraisal comes in low, that could affect your ability to roll in closing costs. It could affect what you're able to pull out in equity, and in some situations it could cause the loan to completely be denied. Now, the flip side is true. If your appraisal comes in high, you might have the ability to roll in more closing costs or to pull more cash out. But this is a very critical step in the process, is getting that appraisal back, because the value dictates everything in a refinance. The 8th step is the underwriter is going to take everything, your appraisal, your documentation, your application, everything and review it and determine whether or not they approve the loan. Now, most times you're going to get what's called a conditional loan approval, which means that your loan is approved. However, the underwriter wants a few additional pieces of documentation, maybe the most updated pay stub, or you were missing a page to one of your statements. Those are usually some of the more popular reasons that an underwriter will condition a loan. From there, you just turn back in what they ask for, and then we move on to step 9, where the underwriter clears you to close, and you're off to closing. Now, when you're at the closing table, it's going to take about 45 minutes or so. And something to keep in mind, when refinancing your primary residence, you're going to have what's called a 3-day right of rescission. And what that means is you have 3 business days, including Saturday, to decide that this refinance doesn't make sense for you, and you can say, I no longer want to do this. So for primary residences only, not for investment properties or second homes, you have a 3-day right of rescission. What's the other important thing to note is if you're pulling out equity out of your mortgage on a refinance, you're not going to get that check until after that rescission period ends. While there are 9 steps to this refinance process, and it might seem tedious or lengthy, it's really not. Just make sure you're working with an experienced, knowledgeable mortgage lender to help you navigate through the process from beginning to end. For access to this full article, click on the link below this video, and the title of this article is The 9 Steps in the Refinance Process.